Today we're going to install porcelain tiles on the bathroom wall. Last time I talked about how to install the bathtub. Here it has already set, and now we need to work on the wall. We have large porcelain tiles, 60 by 60. The tiles will be this size and 1 centimeter thick. To start, you need to use a level to make a line around the entire perimeter, roughly at the edge of the bathtub. With the profile, I set everything up against the stop so that it aligns with the level of the holes. On the wall, we measure the necessary length from the bathtub to the opposite corner. Now, along this length, you need to cut the UD profile and secure it to the wall level. To ensure precision in our construction project, we begin by using a level to accurately mark the necessary points on the surface. This step is crucial as it lays the foundation for the subsequent task. For the ease of future dismantling and reassembly of the profile, I opt for using ordinary wood screws. These screws are chosen specifically because they offer a reliable and sturdy hold, yet they are easy to remove when needed, unlike other fasteners. The screws are carefully screwed into dowels, which are preferred over dowel nails due to their superior holding power and ease of use. Dowels provide a more secure fit and are less likely to loosen over time, ensuring the stability and longevity of the structure. This method not only facilitates easier adjustments, but also enhances the overall durability of the assembly. For the porcelain tiles, we make the holes more frequently, about every 30 centimeters, because they are heavy and the profile needs to support that load. I have plastered the walls of the room so they are even and everything is leveled with the help of beacons and mortar. Now we can start laying the tiles. To start, we need to position the central tile. It has to be exactly in the center, and there will be cuts on both the left and right sides of the bathtub. After finding the center of the room and measuring the edge of the tile, we take a level and draw a vertical line up. This will be the position of the central tile. We measure all the other cuts from this line to the wall. Let's measure the distance from the wall. From the corner of the wall to the line. 45 and 5, 45 and 5. So, our corner wall is straight, and we can confidently proceed with this. The pattern on the tile is random, so you can cut it in any position that feels comfortable. Using a pencil and a tape measure, we mark the dimensions. In our case, it's 4 and 5 with using a ruler. The edge is highlighted on the tile. I will be cutting with a diamond blade electric cutter. Here's the nice, even cut I got. We will be preparing the adhesive mixture. For this, we take the adhesive mixture. I have one for porcelain tiles. And we pour hot into the container. First add water, without calculating 200 milliliters for every 1 kilogram of mix. You need to pour in cold water, so that it takes longer to set. You need to mix it beforehand using a pig. After that, you need to wait 5 minutes for the tile adhesive to mature. Finally, 5 minutes have passed, and we need to mix the tile adhesive well one more time. The finished tile adhesive should have a uniform consistency, be free of lumps, and not be too runny or too thick. We can start applying the tile adhesive to the wall and the edges. For this, I will be using a grater with 1 3mm lip and small auxiliary spatulas for applying the tile adhesive. We start by applying it to the flat part, graters, and start rubbing. principle, you don't have to do this, but I do it to ensure better adhesion of the tile adhesive to the wall. Now we apply the tile adhesive to the edges. For this, we start by dabbing with a small pattern. First, just throw it on. We remove everything longer from the mat. After that, you can stick the tiles to the wall. Using the level, we set it according to horizontally. To align the tiles horizontally, special wedges are used, which are placed underneath between the tile and the bathtub. The thickness of the tile adhesive when laying tiles should be 40–60% of the thickness of the tile. To create an even joint, plastic crosses are used. In my case, it's 2 mm, so we place them between the tiles. They should fit evenly tight both at the top and bottom of the tile, as well as horizontally. At the next stage, we need to make a hole for the faucet. Here are two holes with a diameter of 3 cm. For this, we will need a special crown. This is the kind of crown that will make these holes. Here's the foam. That needs to be moistened so that it doesn't overheat and loses its properties. Now we measure the distance from the wall to the faucet, horizontally and vertically. These measurements need to be transferred to the drop, and after that we'll start drilling. You need to drill with a low-speed drill or a screwdriver if its power is sufficient, because high speeds can burn out the crowns.
We take measurements.
To cool the crown, you can use a regular flour sprayer. Now, we can measure what we've got. We can see that the cutout looks good. Now it is necessary strengthen the pipelines that are not yet secured. For this, I'm using a cast brick and tile adhesive. And we can put the drop in its place. We need to dig the drop in this spot as quickly as possible, because while the frame is still attached, we can move the pipes and adjust them to fit the drop. You can slightly highlight them so that they are level with the tiles. Almost one row is already laid. This is where I did it. The suspension for the faucet, and now I'm going to do the suspension before for the outlets. To drill holes in the tiles for the outlets, I'm using a 7 cm crown drill. It has the same design as the smaller one, but has a longer drilling time. The socket block will have to be dismantled because they are recessed very deeply. The outlet won't reach the electrical box with its prongs. So, if you're tiling the bathtub, don't rush to cover the electrical boxes with outlets, because you'll have to take them out later. You need to remove the layer of adhesive so that they can be easily taken out. We place the electrical box in its spot and set it in the tiles. Using a level, we bring out one density. If something is sticking out, we can gently tap it with a rubber mallet. Under, the top tile is trimmed by 5 cm because there will be a plastic ceiling above and it will be hidden underneath it. We carefully adjust it to be level with the rest of the tiles. It's hidden underneath. Carefully rub it down to the level of the rest of the tiles. and tap the corners if it's higher than the others. In the next step, we ensure the hood and transfer these dimensions to the tiles. Let's measure the distance from one corner and from the other. The points where they intersect will mark the location of the extractor fan. It's a round shape, but to make it easier, we're cutting out a square. All this will be covered up later with a uniform cladding for the extractor fan. The square hole in the center of the tile will need to be cut out using an angle grinder with a diamond disc. To do this, we make markings and carefully start cutting using protective gear for our eyes and ears. After fitting, we place the tile in its spot. All the excess glue that comes out from the seams needs to be removed right away, because it will be problematic later. The fan is installed, we can check it. It's working fine, and we can continue laying the tiles. To run the electrical wire out of the tile, sometimes it's enough just to cut it. One little corner, and it's already coming out, nothing is in the way. In the next step, we will be making the door reveal. To do this, you will have to cut the tiles at 45 degrees, the edge, the slope, and after that, cut a small piece. We'll give it a try to make sure nothing cracks. Now I'm trying to make the cut at a 45-degree angle. For this, the tile cutter's work table is raised to a 45-degree angle and locked at the bottom. And you can try making the cut. I cut one end. Now I'm going to make the second one. If you need to apply a thick layer of tile adhesive, you can take a notched trowel, apply one layer to the wall and the second layer on the tile, also with a notched trowel. After that, the layer will be better because I have it in the screwdriver. Cutting boards. And I won't be able to finish without a thick seam on the ceiling. To create a quality door reveal, a 45-degree angle cut is necessary. Here I have as an example a small piece, and it will fit in from the side of the doors. In this way, it's best to make the cut as close as possible to the glaze. Then the seam will be thin and aligned with the overall area of the room. Just like we have it here, we apply a strip of tile adhesive and place it in its spot. We can stretch it with small pieces of tape. After it dries, we'll remove the tape and the plug will be covered with grout. And now the moment has come to remove the UD profile. Since more than 2 days have passed, the tile adhesive has hardened and the tile will not change its position relative to wall. We were screwing in the UD profile with wood screws, so they can be easily unscrewed with a regular screwdriver. And the screw comes out easily. If we were using nail anchors, we would have to pull them out with a screwdriver because they just won't come out otherwise. After removing the anchors, the profile easily pulls away from the wall. Using a regular spatula, we carefully and thoroughly remove the excess adhesive with utmost precision and care, ensuring complete removal and ensuring no residue is left behind. The door is already ready, you can see that. You can use all sorts of makeshift materials to secure the top. Tile. The reveal on the door is ready, and the adhesive has already dried. Today, We just need to place the upper reveal tile. We'll be sticking it on with painter's tape up to the top tile. And we'll take care of setting up the reveal for the window. It will have to be dismantled. The outlet, because it's in the way, and it will be inconvenient when laying the tiles. The radiator has also been removed to make tile installation easier. The supply pipes are plugged. The faucets have been removed so that the tiles can be laid on top, creating a seamless finish. I carried out dismantling under the mudguard using a hammer drill with a chisel attachment. To do this, it is important not to cut the wire that goes to the mudguard and to enlarge the hole a little so that it will fit in when laying the tiles. We just need to lay the last row of the lower tiles and make the screen under the bathtub. Here, there will be a piece of tile and the tile will be whole. We'll install it with magnets. The last tile in the corner is laid. I slightly leveled it with a single hammer. A strict vertical line. Now, we need to get started. Foreteeling of the bathtub, and the work will be finished after grouting the joints. Now we can remove the masking tape around the bathtub and start grouting the joints. To do this, we slightly trim it with a knife. And it will easily start to come off at this spot. Excess tile adhesive needs to be cleaned off so that the joints can be completely filled with grout. At this stage, we can start grouting the joints. I'm using Ceresit C40 grout. It's really good water repellent and very hygroscopic. It mixes poorly in water. We take a small amount of water. We also add a small amount of grout, because if we mix too much at once, it will start to set, and we won't be able to finish grouting everything in time. The color is black. We pour it in according to instructions, and we can start mixing it with a whisk. You can use a whisk from a regular home mixer that every housewife has. After the initial mixing, the grout needs to sit for 5 minutes to allow all the ingredients in it to swell. Now the grout is ready and we can start grouting the joints in the screen. We take a small trowel and apply a little bit onto the rubber. With short movements, we rub the grout into the joints. Unnecessary. We clean it up. We try to stay as close to the joint as possible so it will be easier to clean up later. The grout should penetrate as deeply as possible in order to... The tile joint was the most resistant to moisture exposure. We clean everything into the cells. And after 15-20 minutes, you can wipe it with a damp cloth, grouting the joints around the bathtub. It's a very responsible task, because if it's not grouted properly, water will get behind the bathtub, leading to mold and other mildew. We take a clean soft cloth and start wiping. We dampen it in water so that it's moderately wet. You watched a video about how to renovate a bathroom, lay porcelain tiles, install a bathtub, make a shield under the bathtub, and much more. This is something every DIY enthusiast can handle, given they have plenty of tools to desire and skilled hands. Give us a thumbs up, leave your remarks and comments. Stay with us, everyone.